Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Continuing off of Micah's quote that defense wins championships. Here are the new odds. Packers, Eagles, Lions. Then a log jam at 4. The Bake Show, Mac Jones. Trap game Rams. Are these odds disrespectful to the world champs?
I don't think so at all. And I don't know, Nick, like you, what all goes into creating the odds. But I do. Look, it is tough to get back to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. There's only 3 teams this century to do it. New England with Brady, Seattle with Russ, and, of course, the Chiefs. So I think if you look at that, you take that into consideration, then you say the Packers have looked better in the first 2 weeks. They have 2 resounding victories over playoff teams, if not Super Bowl contenders, whereas the Eagles, you know, if not for some drop passes, I'm not saying this would have happened. But they are a few drop passes away from possibly being 0-2. The Cowboys had a chance to beat them if CD doesn't drop all those balls. And with Kelsey doesn't drop that pass, who knows? So I just think the Packers have looked better, and it's tough to get back. So I don't think it's disrespectful at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's no more disrespectful than Nick putting him on the top of his tiers yesterday. And I think we're seeing their first 2 victories through last year's lens, right? So we're seeing it Detroit, but we don't really know if Detroit's what we thought of last year. And then we're seeing, you know, the same situation with Washington. Where's Washington really gonna end up this season? So we're viewing it through that. Where the Eagles are just like Kansas City last year. Think about the wins that Kansas City had early, where Baltimore's tight end steps out of bounds by about 6 inches, or that game goes a different way. And their whole season was filled with games like that. And everybody wanted to say, well, they're lucky. Well, no, they were good, and they executed in those moments. And the Eagles are exactly who they were last year. They're boring, and they win. And to me, that's the best thing that they're doing, is they're staying with the formula that brought them so much success, and instead of trying to reinvent themselves. And to me, that should keep them on the top of the odds until that changes.
So let me address your 2 points in reverse order. I agree with you. There are similarities to this year's Eagles and last year's Chiefs, up to and including, you know, some skepticism about how they're winning. My counter would be, while the Eagles have been, of this, you know, last half decade, the second most successful team, it's a bit like the Chiefs had, when in the midst of last year, they had been to 4 of 5 Super Bowls. Right. They had won 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls. The Eagles have had great success, but to me, have not earned the full benefit of the doubt the Chiefs have, even though they've earned more of a benefit of the doubt than maybe any other team in the league. And I actually think the team that is benefiting the most in these odds from what teams did last year is Philly, not Green Bay. If Philly were not the defending Super Bowl champions, no, I don't think they would be looked at in the regard they are right now. I mean, the Cardinals are 2-0. The Rams are 2-0. It's not the record, and it's certainly, and while, yes, they have beaten one really good team, they are a team I think is really good, but all of a sudden people are questioning if the Chiefs are that good. The Cowboys are a real question mark. The reason the Eagles are as high as they are is because they're the defending champs. You know what I mean? They have the pedigree. They've won 17 or whatever in a row with Jalen playing. So, no, I don't find this disrespectful at all. I do think they are getting the championship pedigree bump of, yeah, it's ugly, and they don't have a single passing touchdown this year, and the defense, you know, hasn't been dominant this year, but they win, and we believe in them. So I think Green Bay has. Go ahead.
It's just like Kansas City. All last year, we talked about how the offense isn't what the offense is, but they find a way to win. And you're kind of saying the same thing now about the Eagles.
Yes.
They haven't done this. They haven't done those things, but they consistently find a way to win.
And by the way, and the Chiefs, because of that, often last year were not the favorites. You know what I mean? And while maybe I found that disrespectful to Kansas City because Kansas City's floor had been conference championship game, and at that point they'd been to 4 or 5 Super Bowls. The Eagles' floor has been make the playoffs but lose in round 1. I just, on Green Bay, I also, while maybe Detroit or Washington aren't quite what they were last year, we'll see, they clobbered those teams. Like, and that, you know what I mean? They really, and I think we all think those teams are going to be at least good. You know what I mean? And so that to me is relevant.
Let me play you this clip from.
And they have Micah Parsons. Have you seen that guy? Lawrence Taylor.
He does everything.
Brew, I want to get your
Well, he's playing part-time, too, so far.
your take on this Rasheed Walker quote. Take a listen.
The goal is to, keep it going. I think we can go undefeated, honestly. Personally, I feel like I always tell people, I feel like we could have went undefeated the past 2 seasons. Like, we lost a lot of the games off a couple plays.
Okay, so the idea that the Packers should go undefeated, do you like that? Or do you look at the camera and say,
I don't
love
like
it?
him saying that. I mean, I'm not even trying to. I picked my spots.
Okay,
That's how
I know.
Did he
all the
say
time.
he thought they could have gone undefeated last
Yeah,
year?
that kind of
that-
took a little bit of
Yeah.
That might soften it because maybe he's one of those guys and people can couch it as he just thinks they're going to win every game. But, Coach, I don't like him putting it out there this early. Look, you've had 2 great games. Micah's going to start playing even more. So everything is going great. Why even throw this out there and maybe this bulletin board fodder for someone?
Love it.
You like this?
Oh, yeah, I love it. Keep talking.
Wow.
Keep talking.
Because
Yeah, because you didn't pick the
Packers.
Packers.
Keep talking about how you're going to go undefeated.
It's not the whole team. There's some Packers also saying the
Fantastic.
exact
Also,
opposite.
I do have to say, Brew, you really have Wilds on tilt.
Oh, he's.
It was so
he's
obvious
entirely
that you
shit.
didn't
It's not
like
so
it.
obvious.
Hold on.
It's not so obvious.
KW?
The guy is a great actor.
KW,
It's not so obvious.
it was so obvious you were being sincere, and he looked over at me like, is he going to do it?
Is he?
Like, is it happening? Like, you
Seriously,
really
I thought
you
you
said
were
I
gonna
don't like
double
it.
The
I was
misdirect.
doing
I
that.
know.
never know.
I'm on
You'll
high
never
alert.
know.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up. Ashton Gentie, 30 total rushing attempts, good for 15th most in the league. He responded to the challenge of getting the running game going. Take a listen.
I don't think you draft a guy like me to not give me, carries and touches, and I'm ready for the responsibility, and like I said, it's gonna start with me, and in the run game, and I gotta continue to get better.
This was a classic. Brew sent it over on text, and we inserted it into the show because it felt
It's a good story.
it felt like a good quote, and then once I pulled a Brew and listened to the whole thing, it felt more reasonable.
Well,
I just wanted to put that out there, not to like tamp down.
no,
anybody's
listen,
faith.
I think
I think
that.
it comes across more caustic as it.
Well, okay,
I
I'm not
would
going to
agree with
attack
that.
I'm not going to attack Gentie. Maybe he shouldn't have said it. I don't think it's a huge deal. But to answer the question, are they misusing him? The answer to that is yes.
Okay.
If you draft a guy in the top 10, you need to feed him the ball. And I'm going to show you, Coach, his numbers on something that I think even you are going to have a hard time doing anything other than being like he's doing everything he can. Can we show his numbers? All right. So look, he has 81 rushing yards on the season. 77 of those are after contact. So he has 4 yards before contact. The bottom line is not a misprint. This year he has 3 receiving yards, but he has 16 receiving yards after contact, which means he has been getting hit, catching swing passes in the backfield, been getting hit, and then moving upfield. Do you understand what I'm saying, KW?
No.
Okay. So he has, on the year, all of his production, essentially, he has more yards after contact than he has total yards.
Oh, okay.
Because he is getting contacted in the running game and on swing passes in the backfield. So if that is an argument that the Raiders are in trouble and I shouldn't have picked them to make the playoffs because the offensive line's not good,
Yeah.
that's maybe is the case. But if it's an argument that he hasn't been doing everything he can and that the Raiders shouldn't be giving him more opportunities, of course they should. You spend a top 6 pick on a running back, you've got to use him.
It's not that complicated. And I hate to do this, I hate to say it, but it's just the truth, Coach. Ashton Gentie is falling victim to the Nick Wright curse.
Oh, Jesus.
Was it 2 years ago? Bijan Robinson.
I was right
oh my
about that.
gosh. Well, now,
I was right about
but his
Bijan.
rookie year,
He was good.
He had some issues. He was good, but you thought he was going to take the
I
league
picked
by
him to win
storm
Offensive
like
Player of
Earl
the Year.
Campbell.
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Year, he's okay.
Yeah.
Now he's great. All right. Last year, of
All right,
course.
this one is fair.
Caleb Williams taking the Bears to the promised land, baby. We're going to not only be the first 4,000-yard passer for the Bears, He's leading them to the Super Bowl.
That was a miss.
We know how that worked out. And now, Ashton Gentie averaging 2.7 yards per carry. But that's the Raiders' fault. Pete Carroll doesn't know how to handle a running back. He only had Marshawn Lynch. He doesn't know what to do with a workhorse. And here's the other thing. Ashton Gentie has 30 carries. You know how many carries Travis Etienne, the leading rusher in the league, has? 30! All right? How about Derrick Henry? You like to give him the ball. He's got 29. They don't want to use him in Baltimore? I mean, what are we talking about? Your boy Bichon's got 34 carries. 30 carries, 81 yards, 2.5 yards a carry.
I think he's just talking about the last game. The last game, he should have got the ball more. Geno was struggling. They couldn't protect him. He was productive when he got it. 11
Productive? Really? He had 43 yards.
On 11 attempts, you'll take four yards.
No, I won't. I want at least 4 yards
well,
a
maybe
carry.
He's got to.
And I really want 4.5
That is
plus.
3.98 yards per carry is what he got.
I want at least 4 yards a carry. Coach knows what I'm talking about. It's a game of inches.
That's true.
Know what Ashton Gentie should do? He should just.
Oh, my God.
Yes. When you're averaging 2 yards a carry.
When you draft a guy like me, a guy like you, with half a yard of reception, a guy like you. Pete Carroll's been coaching 19 years. You're
Coach.
21 years old. Okay, it's 2 years difference. You think he knows what he's doing? A guy like you. Remember Adrian Peterson? Adrian Peterson. We used to put 10 guys in the box.
And would you give him 11 carries?
Hold on a second. You could give him as many as you want. He found a hole.
Okay.
And then Barry Sanders. It didn't matter. That O-line got a ton of credit.
Sanders.
But yeah, because I actually coached against Barry Sanders, and the dude was like water. He could find a crack. Okay, Ashton Gentie, how you doing in pass blocking, Ashton Gentie?
He's struggling.
His first week it was pretty good, but how's he doing?
This is a bad rap. It's a bad rap.
It's a bad
Coach, it's a bad rap.
Here's the thing. You got to play every play, and you got to play hard with the ball not in your hands. And you did pretty good in the first game, and you did really good in college, but you can't put your quarterback at risk.
Well,
you're in the game to handle all the responsibilities. So you're not being productive in the running game. You're not being productive in the passing game. You're having plays like this, and then you're talking about a guy like me. Okay, what is the guy like you? Right now, know the guy like you is a disappointment.
Coach, it's too early.
I love it.
Too early.
Coach brought the heat.
How is it too early? Stop talking and go produce.
Yeah, you don't be talking in third person.
The clip.
When you average 2 yards a carry. Well, it's close enough. It's third person adjacent.
The blocking clip. No, it was the question.
A guy like me.
A guy
He
like
means a running back.
No.
He needs a running back that did a lot of work at Boise State.
You don't draft.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm basically Barry Sanders.
just say this. I just want to say, I don't know if Nick knows it. I'm just saying.
What?
He ain't from Alabama. He ain't from Ohio State.
What does that mean?
He played at Boise State. Now, I'm not saying he's not going to be great because we've seen great backs from smaller schools, but I'm just saying, let's see. I just had my questions.
Okay.
He's from Boise State. Saquon's from Penn State. Derrick Henry's from Alabama.
Hopefully he's great.
I know he's and Randy Moss was from Marshall. I understand he's from a small school.
Just saying.
I get that. And Josh Allen went
He
to
might
Wyoming.
be great. I get it.
Talking about running back.
Walter Payton from Jackson State. I get
bro.
it. I'm just saying it's something to watch.
Okay,
Different cats in the league.
I just want to get on the record. I think if Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly had to do Monday night all over again, they would have given him more than 11 carries. That's all.
Really?
That's all. Yeah.